In a map that shows the duration of compulsory education of the world, the average of compulsory education around the world is 7.85 years, ranging from 0 to 13 years. In today's China, students must complete 9 years of compulsory education. It is generally divided into the 6-year primary school education and the 3-year junior high school education. The 9-year compulsory education system in China started in 1985 as a result of the document Resolution of the Central Committee of the Chinese Communist Party regarding reforms of the educational system, being issued by the central government. It extended the previous 6-year basic education system to a mandatory 9-year system. It has since been implemented uniformly by the state government. To help more students receive education, in 2006, the revised education law stipulates that students will receive a 9-year compulsory education without any tuition and miscellaneous fees in public schools. It also states that local governments should guarantee school-aged children receive education in schools which are close to their official residence. The school district system has been put forward to maintain a relative equality between students. Since 2014, in 19 big cities include Beijing, Tianjin, Shanghai, and Chongqing, experiments have been carried out to ensure primary students entering junior schools without taking exams. This policy is expected to be carried out nationwide in the near future to avoid any exams or fees being placed in the process. In these years, many districts, especially some northwestern cities in Shanxi and Xinjiang, have implemented a 13 to 15 years free education, including the 1 to 3 years preschool education and a 3 years high school education. And in 2019, the National Mid to Long-Term Education Reform and Development Plan has further emphasized the overall improvement of compulsory education and its balanced development in urban and rural districts, and to further lighten the students' burden, especially the exam-oriented burden of school kids. The current education is a transition from traditional education to quality education, including personality education. Since the 18th National Congress of the Communist Party of China in 2012, China's overall education system has outpaced many countries around the world. The enrollment rate of 9-year compulsory education reached 99.9%, higher than the upper-income countries. Chinese government is also making efforts to control the dropout rate of students to ensure the implementation of compulsory education. It is expected that by 2020, the percentage of students who drop out of school during the 9-year compulsory education period is reduced to less than 5%. In China, primary education starts at age 6 for most children. Most of them spend 6 years in primary school, though a few school systems use a 5-year cycle for primary school. There are more than 400,000 primary schools with 120 million students in China. The general length of junior secondary education is 3 years. Currently, 60 million students attend classes at more than 60,000 junior secondary schools in China. In recent years, new developments are accelerated in compulsory education to better promote quality education. One such initiative is STEM or STEAM education. In 2019, the Ministry of Education issued the Standards of Science curriculum in primary compulsory education, and for the first time, the STEAM education standards were proposed from the official perspective. Back in 2017, the Ministry of Education in China has announced to officially add STEM education into the primary school curriculum, which is the first official government recognition of STEM education. STEAM is an acronym for science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. It is designed to enable students to participate in learning based on activities, projects, and problem solving. It provides a hands-on classroom experience where students learn relevant knowledge to deal with the major challenges of the world when they create, design, construct, discover, cooperate, and solve problems. This is to prepare school children for jobs that haven't been created yet, and knowledge about coding and robotics would be of great importance. In 2018, the first STEAM textbook of elementary schools launch event was held in Beijing Fengcaodi International School. The series of teaching material is based on projects and mainly focus on thinking development of students. The launch suggested that STEAM education officially entered the stage of elementary education in China. China is also strengthening its inheritance of fine traditional Chinese culture in the education curricular system, and it mainly focuses on the traditional folk music, arts, dance, opera, calligraphy, crafts, and sports of the ethnic groups of China. In 1993, primary and junior secondary schools began to implement a scheme which divided subjects into two categories: state-arranged subjects and locally arranged subjects, with the latter determined by the authorities of provincial level governments in the light of local realities and needs. And in recent news, a class of primary school students made their own graduation certificate on a kind of highly enduring paper using an ancient paper-making method they've learned from their paper-making class. This aims at fully integrating fine traditional Chinese culture into the education at schools and guiding the country's youth to absorb Chinese wisdom, promote Chinese spirit, and spread Chinese values. Meanwhile, the increasing application of new technologies in education is revolutionizing the school curriculums. New courses such as AI, robots, are entering primary schools. China is fully using the advantages of AI and has deepened its integration to facilitate reforms and changes in the education sector. Guangzhou in Guangdong province will begin offering courses in artificial intelligence to primary and middle school students in September 2019. About 100 schools will be selected to feature the pilot AI courses and further promote intelligent education. By 2022, all primary and middle schools in the city will have AI courses in their regular curriculum to help train and nurture AI talent for the city. In rural districts, education is gaining new momentums. New policies regulate that the quality of rural education should be improved to make schools more attractive to students, so that students will not leave schools because of difficulties or weariness in study. Promotion of information technology is also required to make more high-quality educational resources accessible to rural schools. It is currently reported that a total of 1,000 rural primary schools across China will offer science and technology literacy courses to improve the scientific practice of rural students. The courses are mainly in the fields of artificial intelligence, intelligent manufacturing, aerospace, agricultural science, and life science. Online education is also fueling the positive development. About 100 urban eminent teachers will be hired to provide online training courses for 10,000 rural teachers. With the integration of Internet Plus into education, live broadcasted courses are also offered to rural schools where teachers of certain subjects are short-handed. Some rural schools even realized the advanced teaching pattern where two teachers teaching cooperatively online and offline, and the teacher resources are greatly optimized. It improved the teaching quality and curriculum diversity in many rural schools with small scale, helping students to learn more subjects such as art, science, through multimedia devices, and offering convenience to teachers who originally had to commute long distances to deliver the lesson. Also, the Ministry of Education issued a notice of effectively elevating the after-school burden of primary and middle school students, paying particular attention to lightening pressure coming from the after-school and cutting connections between competition results and school enrollment, which indicated that education in China is undergoing unprecedented reforms. In recent 5 years, with the general cancellation of the entrance examination to junior school, the burden of primary students is declined. Since the initiation of compulsory education in 1986, China has made significant efforts to popularize 9-year compulsory education. The 3 decades has witnessed China fully grown into a world factory and manufacturing power, the basis of which is education. General Secretary Xi Jinping attaches great importance to education. In a report of the 19th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, General Secretary Xi Jinping has pointed out that building a strong educational country is the basic project for the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation, and giving priority to the development of educational undertakings. That's all for today's class. See you next time.